Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon, and the first topic of this podcast will be the game that just happened last night, the New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. The New York Knicks won 130 to 121. So far the Knicks are up 2-0 in the series, but if you really look at how the game is unfold, the Indiana Pacers have actually been in the game. If we're being honest, like game one, they were actually in the game. Like you got production from on the Pacers. You got production from Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, Neesmith gave you good minutes. Nembhard gave you good minutes. T.J. McConnell, I'll speak on him later, but T.J. McConnell has played good. Tyrese Halliburton in game one, he only gave you 6 points. Went 2 for 6. Obviously, you got to play better if your team wants to win. Then we go to game two. Tyrese Halliburton, he heard the news, and he even said himself at the press conference, he said, I got to be better. He said, I got to be better. And he was. He dropped 31 points, hit 7 3-pointers, but he didn't really get production from nobody else, at least in the starting lineup. Pascal Siakam, they traded for him to be like that second option. And so far in the playoffs, outside of the first 2 games in that Buck series, he hasn't been good. And he's not shooting his free throws good either. Like, I think he's only shooting like 33% from the free throw line. TJ McConnell has given them productive minutes off the bench. And also Obi Toppin too. Obi Toppin has given them production minutes off the bench. I'm just trying to realize why Rick Carlisle did not put TJ McConnell back in. I want to say he took him out either at the 9-minute mark or the 7-minute mark. I want to say the 7-minute mark. I was like, I'm watching the game. I was like, bro, I said, I'm going to take TJ McConnell out for just 2 minutes. And then I'm putting him right back in the game because they was down 1 when he got out the game. I was like, bro, he's the only guy that's at least making Jalen Brunson work. Because Nembhard is just as of right now, he's just not guarding him the best. Or at least put Aaron Neesmith on him. Like Andrew Nembhard is getting cooked by Jalen Brunson. I don't know why Rick Carlisle did put TJ McConnell back in the game. You could have put Obi Toppin back in the game because Neesmith and Nembhard really wasn't giving you no production. I would have put them back in it and would have had Tyrese, TJ McConnell, Obi, Pascal Siakam, and Miles Turner. Even though Miles Turner really wasn't giving you productive minutes, I would have had that in. I would have kept that lineup in. Miles Turner, he didn't do anything. And Miles Turner, man, he got to rebound better, man. There's no way you should be that tall and you can't rebound. I don't get it. Bruh, you can rebound. But I'll get to the Knicks side in a minute. But you got to rebound better. And Pascal just got to score better. Like, so far in this series, Pascal giving me 16, Miles Turner giving me 14, Tyrese giving me 20. But their defense is not good at all. Their defense hasn't been good all year. Defense ain't been good all year. It's really been bad. The defense is just bad. They can't stop anybody. I felt like they were in the game, but then when they got to down the stretch, they really couldn't get a stop. DiVincenzo hits a clutch 3. You couldn't stop Jalen Brunson down the stretch. Once again, just like in the Sixers series, the Knicks are getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the clutch. They're just rebounding better than and they're hustling better than the Pacers. I originally picked the Knicks in 6. And so far, this looked like this could be 5-game series, maybe even a sweep. But the Pacers got to at least try to play some defense, or you just got to get the timely defensive stops in the fourth quarter because they've been in every game. They've been in all the game. In the first 2 games, they've been in every game. And I was like, man, they might be able to win. But they didn't win. Now they're down 2-0. Now on the Knicks side, Jalen Brunson has been really good. Yesterday he hurt his foot. I thought he hurt his wrist or something like that. He missed the second quarter. I was like, yeah, I don't know if he's coming back. They talk about it's a sore foot. I was like, okay, it is a sore foot. So he might come back, but I was like, he just missed the whole second quarter. I'm like, yeah, this man probably not gonna come back. He did come back. And as soon as Jalen Brunson came back in the game, he lit a spark. Jalen Brunson lit a spark, and they got him. They went on a run the third quarter. They went up by like 8 or 9 points. I'm like, the Pacers gonna blow this again and lose. Because they scored like 73 points at halftime. I was like, man, the Pacers might actually win. Josh Hart, I'm sorry, Russell Westbrook. Josh Hart is the best rebounding guard I've ever seen in my life. That man gets every rebound. I don't know how he gets every rebound, but he gets every rebound against all these tall dudes. No one boxes him out. It's like they don't even look for Josh Hart. I know it on the scouting report. It says, make sure you box out Josh Hart. He's a monster on the rebounds. Isaiah Hartenstein is giving him good minutes because there's no Mitchell Robinson now, so Tibbs is going to heavily rely on him. OG, man, when Jalen Brunson went out, OG was when he was playing really good. He was giving them excellent scoring. I think he ended with 28 points. Obviously, he got hurt in the fourth quarter. I think it was going up for a layup. I think he was going up for a layup, and he missed. And then he went to the stands, and he was grabbing his hamstring, his thigh area, and they said it's a hamstring strain. And we all know them hamstring injuries. They kind of tricky to like. Only 48 hours. I don't think OG might play in Game 3. Some might say they probably don't need him in Game 3 to beat the Pacers, but the Knicks are going on a roll. And I'm gonna give my credit to Donte DiVincenzo. I said it yesterday. I was like, Donte DiVincenzo hits every clutch shot. I don't know. They double Brunson. He throws it right to DiVincenzo, and he hits every three-pointer. The Knicks are they're a fighting team, man. They won it more than everybody else. You saw it against the Sixers. You're seeing it now against the Pacers. I'm the first person to say that when they made the OG trade, I said I don't think this is a needle mover. I was like, yeah, you did give up Isaiah. I said Isaiah, Emmanuel Quigley, and RJ Barrett, but I was like, is OG Anunoby really a needle mover? I was like, I don't think he's really a needle mover to get them to the conference finals. And I'm gonna say I was wrong because they're probably gonna go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And that's because of OG Anunoby. Jalen Brunson is ascending himself to almost superstar status. I've heard people say Jalen Brunson's already a superstar. I'm not saying he's a superstar yet. I think for him, at least for me, for me to say he's a superstar, he has to at least go to the finals, win or lose, and play good. And I'll say, yeah, that's a superstar. But let's just say he goes to the Eastern Conference Finals and they lose. I'm not gonna give you superstar status just yet. Not giving it to you just yet. But he's ascending right before our eyes. This small guard is leading this team. And basically, the rotation is super tight because Tibbs, we all know Tibbs don't play nobody. He don't play his bench. Josh Hart plays every game. That man never come out the game. The only time he get rest is timeouts, fouls, shooting fouls, and halftime. That's it. That's the only time that man coming out. That's the only time he gonna get his rest. But credit to him for saying I want to play because without him, they probably not in this situation. We're being honest. With them, the Villanova boys, man, they got heart, bro. They got heart. And Jalen Brunson, he's averaging 36 points. He probably would have had 40 yesterday if he had missed the whole second quarter because he would have played. Like, if you look at the stat sheet, it say like he played like 30 minutes. Don't be fooled, y'all. If he was in there, if he didn't get hurt in the second quarter, if he would have played in the second quarter, he would have probably played 40 minutes. Hey, but I'm giving the Knicks their credit. They're a really good team. Didn't see them getting this far, honestly. And I think they will go to the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think the Pacers are not going to go down without a fight. I think they can really they can make it a series, but they have to win game. Obviously, they got to win game 3. If they go down 3-0, the series is over. They're not. I don't even care if they do win game 4. They're not going back to New York and winning. I don't care. So tomorrow night, on Friday, the Pacers have to win. They have to win this. They have to win that game to keep their season alive, or they're going home. But I still got Knicks at 6, and I'm giving the Knicks the credit. They are a good team. They're a good team. All right. The next topic, we're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets and the Timberwolves. I am not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did not see this coming from the Timberwolves. I had Timberwolves in 7. I knew the Timberwolves would give them a fight because last year when they fought them, they didn't have their full roster. Nas Reed was hurt. And Jaden McDaniels, he punched the wall and broke his hand and missed the rest of the post and missed all the rest of the season with the postseason. But now they got them guys back. And so far, this is probably, in my opinion, one of the best defenses I've seen in a really long time in the Minnesota Timberwolves. Even though Rudy Gobert didn't play game 2, but in game 1, man, they was giving them some problems. Jamal Murray, you could tell he's hurt. He's hampered by the calf injury. He's hampered. Like he's not explosive as he was. Like, and they're suffocating him. They're blitzing him, and he can't do nothing about it. Jokic is not getting double teamed, but like when he has a big guy on him that basically moves like him, and Cat, Nas Reed, or Rudy Gobert, they're defending him really good. They are defending him really good. And he's working hard for a shot. He's not getting them little easy bunny shots he usually gets sometimes. He's working hard for it. And they're giving him some problems. The Nuggets, they don't really have nobody that can guard Cat. They damn sure don't got nobody that can guard Ant-Man. I said it the last podcast. I was like, you're going to put KCP on him. But I was like, they really don't got nobody that can guard him. Like, KCP cannot guard Anthony Edwards. It's just not, he just can't do it. And I was like, I said, the Nuggets, they don't really have the defenders like the Timberwolves got. Michael Porter Jr., great offensive player. Don't get me wrong, great offensive player. He can't guard none of them. He can't guard. Like, if he gets switched on Ant, he can't guard Ant. Jaden McDaniels isn't giving you no points, but his defense is on another level. I'm giving credit to Nickeil Alexander-Walker too. Man, they is hounding the Nuggets. They are hounding them. If you watch game 2, oh my God. Like, they couldn't do anything with them. What was it? Game 1, 106.99, and game 2, 106.80. Bro, they've held the defending champs under 100 points. I thought that the series right now would be 1-1. I didn't know Timberwolves would go in there and basically go to their house and take 2 games from them. Especially in this fashion. I did not expect this from them. This is shocking. And Anthony Edwards is on another level right now. He's averaging 35, 4, and 5. Cat is giving you 23 points. And there's nothing the Nuggets can do about it, bro. They're getting clamped. The Nuggets are getting clamped. For the Nuggets to try to not regain the series, but at least win game 3, you got to get production from somebody else. Jokic can't do it by himself. Jamal Murray has to come to play because in the first half of games, he has had some stinkers. He gave you 0 points in the first half, and I don't think he reached double digits in the first half in the second game. So he's not giving you nothing. Aaron Gordon, I think he started out really good in the second game, but then after that, he didn't do anything. And he has to rebound better. You got to rebound better, man. Like, Jokic can't be the only one out there rebounding. They need those players to come along because their bench isn't going to give them anything. Like, I'm sorry, Christian Braun, he's not giving them nothing. Peyton Watson, offensively, he's not going to give you nothing. Reggie Jackson is hurt now. I don't know what his status is for tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen with him. And Justin Holiday, I think he had a good game in game 2, but I don't think nobody's really scared of Justin Holiday. Nothing against him, but I don't think nobody's scared of Justin Holiday. So the Nuggets gotta play better because the Timberwolves, whoever wins this series is basically coming out the West. The Timberwolves, man, that defense is something else, man. I'm watching these games, and if you're gonna, bro, you're gonna get production from your 2 best offensive players in Cat and Ant-Man. That's gonna happen. But if you're gonna get production from Naz Reid, from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and even Mike Conley, bruh, the Nuggets really can't stop them. And people are saying, "Oh, is Jokic exposed?" No, I don't really think he's exposed. I just think so far he's not. He just doesn't have any help. Like, bruh, that defense is looking like Detroit Pistons type defense. You can almost say the bad boys if you want to be like that. I ain't gonna say it to some that might be an insult, but man, when you hold somebody to 80 points, because we all know in this NBA is differently, and in the playoffs, there's not a lot of foul calls. Man, that second game, I ain't gonna lie, nobody was getting foul calls. Nobody was getting foul calls, man. You see Jamal Murray throwing a heating pad and a towel because he's upset nobody's getting foul calls. Even Mike Malone, I ain't never seen a coach get up into a ref's face and not get a tech. I've never seen it. He didn't even get teed up because the refs they don't want to be like, man, if we throw out Mike Malone, this might mess up the game. That's understandable. That's understandable. I get it. But man, the Nuggets, they got to figure something out, man. They had 3 days off. And I hope they get together. I need Jamal Murray to come step it up. Jamal Murray is giving you 12 points in 2 games. 12 points? Nah, bro. You can't give me 12. Michael Porter Jr. giving you 14. Aaron Gordon giving you 14. Nikola Jokic is giving you 24, 12, and 8. But another thing is his field goal percentage? No. His field goal percentage for Jokic, 42%. Jamal Murray's field goal percentage is 28%. He has been bad. He's been bad. Like, they're dependent on you, bro. And I understand you're hurt, bro. But if you're out there, bro, I ain't gonna use that. My calf. No, bro. You out there now. You gotta play, bro. You gotta give me something, bro. You can't give me these terrible games, bro. Without you, they're not gonna win. Jokic could drop 30, 20, 10 every day, every game. But if you don't come to play, if you ain't playoff Jamal, you're gonna lose. It's simple as that. You guys are gonna lose. I had the Timberwolves in 7 because I thought these were really the 2 best teams in the West all year. Got the defending champions. You got the Timberwolves, this up-and-coming young team. They're healthy. And obviously the Nuggets last year said this was our toughest matchup. So I was like, man, this is going to be a movie. 7-game series from the 2 best teams. Nothing against OKC. I'll talk about them in a little bit later. But nothing against them. But I was like, these are the 2 best teams. So I was like, this is going to be a movie. And so far, the Timberwolves, they've been beating up on the Nuggets. And the Nuggets don't have an answer. They not even swinging. They just giving them punches and punches to the face, and the Nuggets can't do nothing about it. They can't even get up off the ground. Man, the Nuggets they gotta play better, or they're gonna get swept. I got too much respect for the different Nuggets to say they're gonna get swept. I got too much respect. I got too much respect for the Nuggets. I think they can at least bounce back and get a game. I don't know which game it's gonna be, but all I know is when they go play in Minnesota, oh my God, that crowd is gonna be on fire. That crowd is gonna be amazing. And obviously, they don't have the home court now. Timberwolves went to their house and took the home court from them. So they got to do something, or they're gonna get swept. I still got Timberwolves in 7. Stick with my prediction because the Nuggets can easily win 2 games on the road. You never know. But Timberwolves out hustling them, out rebounding them, out shooting them. They're doing everything better than the Nuggets, bro. And the Nuggets just don't have an answer. The Timberwolves are for real, man. And if they do win, this series, they're going to the finals. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Next topic, I'm gonna talk about the series of the Celtics and the Cavs. I don't think this will be long. Celtics and Cavs. I think the Celtics are going to beat the Cavs in 5, if we're being honest. I think the Celtics just have too much firepower. I just think they have too much firepower from Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday. Porzingis isn't play, obviously. I don't think they're going to need him against the Cavs, so he could just rest all the way to the ECF. The Cavs really just their problem is they don't have another consistent offensive scorer. Darius Garland was supposed to be that. He has been bad this postseason. He's just been bad. And without Darius Garland, the Cavs have no shot. I don't care. Donovan Mitchell's going to go out there and probably give you 30 points. But if Darius Garland is just going to be inconsistent, they have no shot. They just don't. Because I'm like Mobley. Mobley is really good on defensive end, but his offensive skills, man, he should be a better offensive player by now. He should be better. He's not like Mobley really should give you 20 points, but he's not giving you 20 points per game. And I'm not really depending on Max Strus. Max Strus is really just a shooter. If he's not shooting for you, I always say this for shooters, for at least for like 3-point shooters, and that's their primary job. If you can't shoot, if you can't hit your threes, you're useless. You don't do nothing else for me. And Max Strus, if he ain't hitting his threes, he ain't doing nothing for me. Isaiah Okoro had a good game. He had like 3 threes in the first half, but is he going to do that again? I don't think so. Karis LeVert, I can't really count on him. I think he's a little inconsistent. But the Celtics should easily beat the Cavs. I think they're facing a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense. And I know people are going in on Jason Tatum because he's playing bad. His shooting woes are bad. But does he really have to go off and give you like 28 points per game? I don't really think so. Because look who's on his team. He has Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's going to give you 25. Derek White is getting the bag this summer. I don't care if it's either from Celtics or whoever. He getting the bag. Derek White has been either the first or the second best player so far in the playoffs. Man, he been shooting like crazy. You got Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday can easily get you 15 points and still play good defense. Yes, Jason Tatum should be playing better. I get that part. But at the end of the day, he doesn't have to because look who they're facing. They're facing the Cavs. So I'm not worried about them. The Celtics should easily beat them. I was like Celtics and maybe 6, but I put 5 because I just don't think the Cavs have enough offense. I just don't think they have enough offense to beat this team. So I'm still going with the Celtics. Celtics should easily take care of the Cavs. All right. So now I'm going with OKC and the Mavericks. I'm not going to lie. The key in this series is Luka. Luka's hurt. Luka's hurt. You could tell his knee is not responding well. Like he really can't explode to the rim. He's really not getting no lift when he shoots his step back threes. Kyrie Irving in the last game, Kyrie Irving he was okay, but no one really like. I ain't gonna lie, that bench. Yeah, that bench isn't really that good. I never really trusted the Mavericks bench, and I still don't trust their defense. I'm looking. PJ Washington gave you 10. He has to give you more than 10. Derrick Jones. I know Derrick Jones is just a defender, but you can at least give me 12. He only gave me 7. Daniel Gafford played good. Daniel Gafford was 15-11. Okay with that. But Luka can't go 6 for 19 and give me 19 points. You can't do that. And Kyrie Irving was efficient 7-14 for 20 points, but they need you. They need a little bit more from Kyrie, and Kyrie's gonna do him. I'm not worried about Kyrie. I think Kyrie Irving's gonna have a bounce back game tonight. I think he's gonna play better. I definitely think he's gonna play better. So I'm not really worried about him. I'm really just worried about their bench and that defense. I still don't trust that defense. I don't think they really have nobody that can stop Shea, J-Dub, and even Chet, if we're being honest. I really don't think so. And on the Thunder side, man, I ain't gonna lie. Shea probably had his best game of the playoffs. I felt like they really didn't have nobody that could stop him. And I just think they got the better defenders. You got Lou Dort. You got J-Dub. Lou Dort's going to guard Luka. J-Dub probably going to guard Kyrie. You got Chet. Chet may be skinny, but man, that man one of the best defensive players and shot blockers in the league already. He going to hold his own. This Thunder team is for real, man. And I'm going to shout out Aaron Wiggins, man. He came out the bench and he went 5 for 7 for 68 points. I was not expecting that from Aaron Wiggins. But he came out the bench and gave you good production. Isaiah Joe, he's going to come out the bench and shoot threes and give you good production. Casey Wallace, good defender as a rookie. He's going to come out the bench and give you production. I'm not worried about, like, the Thunder. This team's for real, man. And I want to apologize by saying that the Thunder was going to be – I think I had the Thunder as the 11th seed, so barely missing the playoffs. Barely missing the play-in. Man, they proved me wrong. They're the first seed in the West in this big bad West. They are for real. If they win tonight, I think they will go to the WCF. Because I don't think Dallas can make another run. I really don't see them making like another run. I think that Luka really hasn't played good in these playoffs, if we're being honest. I think he's had a couple of good games, but like we haven't seen Luka Magic type games, like 35. We haven't seen those type of games yet. Maybe tonight he bounces back. I don't think they're going to get blown out. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I do have Thunder winning. I had Thunder in 6. I had the Thunder in 6. So I think he's going to come back and play better. But I still got the Thunder in 6. I just think they're just a better team. They're better discipline, better defense, got more playmakers, more offensive scorers, better coaching. I think they're just really just better than the Mavericks. I think they're just better than them. So overall, I got like for these games tonight, I think the Celtics, they defend home court. I think they beat them Cavs, go up 2-0. The same with the Thunder. I think the Thunder defend home court and they go up 2-0. I just think they're just the better teams. And I think these teams just don't have a shot. Well, I think the Mavericks have a shot at least. Cavs have no shot. But I think the Cavs, I think the Thunder and the Celtics defend home court. All right. I'm going to talk about some teams' futures. We'll start with the Heat. The Miami Heat, I'm not gonna lie, this team really isn't that good. Like, I think the Heat, their offense really isn't that good. I know we're gonna we're going to say, oh, the Miami Heat culture, they could just bring some guys off the street and they're going to play hard. That is true because they do be getting some guys like these no names or whatever, and then they come to play. Like Caleb Martin, Hayward Highsmith. I don't think Hyman Highcast is a no name, but you get what I'm saying. Them type of players, and they come to play for the Miami Heat. But in the press conference with Pat Riley, paraphrasing, they don't know if they want to give Jimmy Butler an extension because he doesn't show he's been hurt. Jimmy Butler has been hurt, and Jimmy Butler's gonna be 35, and he's gonna ask for $50-something million. Is Jimmy Butler really worth $50 million? And you guys are basically playing team, kind of or a lower seed. Now, don't get me wrong. Jimmy Butler, since he's been there, has taken his team to the finals twice and an ECF. But they haven't won, though. They haven't won anything. And is he worth it to give him all that money? I don't think Jimmy Butler's worth $55 million because when you give somebody $55 million, that's basically telling them that you're like superstar status. I don't think Jimmy Butler's a superstar. I think he's just a star type player. And if you're the Miami Heat, you have to really think about, do you want to trade Jimmy Butler? Do you want to trade him? Because I hear rumors of him probably going back to Philadelphia. Obviously, we remember those days with Philly when it was Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. I already said I think that was probably starting five on paper wise. Outside of probably the Warriors, I think that was the best starting five on paper. That team was on paper, that team looked amazing. So you have to have decisions on what you want to do. I hear Donovan Mitchell. Can they get Donovan Mitchell? I think they have to trade assets to really get Donovan Mitchell. You could trade Tyler Hero. You might have to throw either Jovic or Jaime Jaquez. Give him some first-round picks. Donovan Mitchell has 2 years left on his deal. He has 2 years left. So you're only going to get him for basically this year, and I think he has another year for a player option at $37 million. I said it before the trade deadline. I said I just trade Donovan Mitchell because they're not going to win a championship. And plus, he doesn't even want to be in Cleveland. Like, let's get that out the way. He doesn't even want to be in Cleveland. He know that team ain't good enough to go nowhere. They're in a small market. He wants to go to a bigger market. If you have a nucleus of Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, and Bam, and depending on who else they surround them with, I think that team could be at the top of the East. Because even if Jimmy Butler does miss time, you got Donovan Mitchell now. Because I think Tyler Hero is a really good player. I like him, but he gets hurt a lot. Let's just be honest. Tyler Hero gets hurt every year. He just does. So, does Donovan Mitchell, is he the needle mover to get the Heat back to the finals? He might be. Because you're pairing him with Jimmy Bam and Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley? Yeah. That might be the needle mover. I think the Heat, I think they can, I really just never liked this team from day one because all the people that was saving them in like the playoffs, they basically gave them away. And Max Strus gave Vincent all of them. Like, this team really didn't have a chance against Boston, we're being honest. It took a miraculous 23 threes to beat them. So, they never had a chance. I think the Heat, they have to see if they want to trade Jimmy or sign him to an extension. Would I sign Jimmy to $55 million? Probably not. I don't think he's worth 55. I think he's worth at least. I give him 40. 55? Nah, bro. I don't think you worth. That's superstar type money. You're just a star to me. You're in the tier 2s. Now in the playoffs, you play differently. You tier 1 in the playoffs. You play out Jimmy. So, did he have decisions to make? And I really don't know what they would do, but it just really depends on Jimmy if he really, really wants to stay with the Heat. I think he does want to stay, but he wants his money though at the end of the day. So we'll see about that. The Bucks. I'm not gonna lie. The Bucks, they're in a bad situation, if we're being honest. The Bucks, they did trade for Dame. This first year, I'm not gonna say it was a failure because the two Giannis and Dame was hurt in the playoffs. They were hurt. But man, in the regular season, I don't think they were a dominant team. They were third in the East, but they didn't feel like a third seed in the East to me, if we're being honest. They had problems. Like Dame and Giannis, the fit, I think it could have worked. I thought we was gonna see a lot of pick and rolls, high pick and rolls with them. We didn't see that. We really didn't. Because Giannis, I don't think he's that type of player to play with that type of player in Dame. Dame, he took a step back. We didn't see Dame time like we see in Portland. That's understandable. You're playing with another superstar. But when Adrian Griffin was there, they couldn't stop anybody. That Bucks defense was bad. And I said that perimeter defense is going to be bad. You traded Grayson Allen and Drew Holiday. I knew that was going to be bad. And it was really bad. You fire Adrian Griffin. That's because, man, they fired that dude because the players just weren't messing with him. Giannis wasn't messing with him. They went to Giannis, and I bet he said, man, yeah, we not messing with dude. Get him out of here. So they traded him. I said they traded. They fired him. They fired him. Then you bring in Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers, he was below 500 when he was there. That team still wasn't that good. Now, was the defense better? Yeah, the defense was a little bit better. But the scoring, that scoring really wasn't really like that. It wasn't high power like it was with Adrian Griffin. You get another first round exit. Last year, Giannis missed the first game. He missed the first. You could say he missed game one, even though he hurt his back in the first quarter. He missed game two, missed game three, but he did come back and they still lost at 5. This series, he misses the whole series. Dame misses 2 games. Dame missed 2 games. And they lost in 6 to the Pacers. So, Bucks really weren't that good. They wasn't all that good. So, and they have no cap space. So you can't go out there and sign nobody. They're an old team. They can't really move on their feet. Like, you got Middleton for 2 more years. Dame, he got that extension from the Blazers. So he got 2 more years. Well, he really got 3 more years. Giannis, he has 3 years. He signed that new deal. That's going to come up, I think, after this year. Lopez, 1 more year. Bobby Portis, 2 more years. Dame and Giannis basically give up your cap space. They basically have a majority of the cap space just from them 2. I think my co-host said, I think you trade Chris Middleton. Because I feel like if the Bucks had to choose, they would rather keep Drew Holiday than Chris Middleton. But the only reason you couldn't trade Chris Middleton because he was a free agent. You signed him to a position. You can't trade him until a certain date. But let's say it would have been, if you could sign him and then just immediately trade him, they would have traded Chris Middleton instead of Drew. So I think they let him go, try to get some cap space, and they got to get younger. Like, the only young player they really got is Andre Jackson. I think he's decent. He played at UConn. He was a raw talented player. I think he's going to get better. But outside of that, who was your young player that you could say, I'm high on? Nobody else. Giannis is almost about to be 30. Dame is in his mid-30s. Chris Middleton, I think he's in his mid-30s. Lopez is in his 30s. Bobby Portis is in his 30s. This team's old. I do think they trade Chris Middleton. I think you got to break this up, man. Chris Middleton did help them He did help them bring a championship. So I think they get rid of him and let him go because I know Giannis is tired of losing. I know Giannis is tired of losing. Like, bro, ever since they gone to the finals, they haven't really done anything in the playoffs. I'm just being honest. They haven't really done anything. So I think they break this up and trade somebody so they could get younger and get some cap room. Because they don't got cap room, they can't do anything. And I don't think this is a championship caliber team. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be great in the East because it's the East. But when you got to face against Boston, maybe now New York, I don't think they're better than those teams. I don't think they're better than them. So I think they gotta trade somebody. I wouldn't be shocked if they trade Dame. I wouldn't be shocked. But I don't think they trade him, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did trade Dame. All right. We're gonna talk about the Sixers. The Sixers, I don't think this one's gonna be that long. I think the Sixers, like, you got Joel Embiid, you got Tyrese Maxey. They did lose in the first round. I did pick the Sixers to beat the Knicks, and I think they could have won that series, man. I think they could have won that series from, like, consistent role players. Tobias Harris, you gave them nothing, man. I ain't even gonna speak on him. He's a free agent. Buddy Hield's a free agent. Kyle Lowry's a free agent. Oubre is a free agent. They got $65 million in cap space, so they could go out and get another max player. I saw people on TV saying, should the Sixers, should they go after, say, a Paul George or like a Jimmy Butler, get like another star level player, or should you just get high quality role players? Me personally, I would say you should probably get. I think Paul George on that team would be really good. Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. You're giving Tyrese Maxey the max out the way he did this year. Most improved, averaged 25 points. Yes, he's going to get the max. That's going to happen. But I think they should probably go after high-quality role players because I don't think you need a big three to win now. I just think you need just high-quality role players around your two stars. And I think they can make a run of the East. Yes, you still got Boston, you still got New York. Milwaukee will be there. But after that, it's really them. It's really those four teams. So I think they can really make a run in the East even if they do get a Paul George or Jimmy Butler. I think they can still make a run. But the thing is, you do got to get somebody else. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they did get, say, like a Paul George or Jimmy, because Joel Embiid gets hurt every year. This is factual now. He's going to get hurt regardless. He's going to get hurt. So you have to decide on, do we get another star player? So when Joel is hurt, we're gonna still have two players, because the Sixers struggled this year when it was just Maxey as the star. So they have to figure that out. I think they should just sign high quality role players to surround Joel and Tyrese Maxey. I think that would be better. But I'm not gonna be upset if they do get Paul George. I'll be happy if they do get him. So I don't got no problem with that. But they do got the cap space. They got $65 million in cap space, so they can really get somebody. If Paul George decides to leave from the Clippers, I don't think he will. But if he does decide to leave, they can get somebody, or they could trade for Jimmy Butler. He's still under contract, so they could trade for Jimmy. Do they have the assets? I don't think they really got a lot of good assets, if we're being honest. I don't think they got good assets to trade for Jimmy. But that's neither here or there. The Sixers, they have decisions too, because they're in a window, man. You got to try and win a championship while Joel Embiid is at least still in his prime. This man gave you 30 points on one leg. Imagine if he was healthy, he's going to give you 35 points. So they got decisions to make. Overall, I think they do just get high-quality role players. All right. I got two more things, and then we're wrapping this up. The MVP. Yesterday, Nikola Jokic was named the 2023-2024 MVP. I picked him as the MVP. I thought he was consistent. He averaged 26, 12, and 9. Second place, Shea with 35 and 6. I'm not gonna lie, Luka. I never thought Luka really had a shot at winning MVP. I think if Luka would have stayed top 3 all year instead of them being like in a play-in spot and then moving up, I think he would have got it. But I'm not. If me personally, I'm not gonna reward you for basically being bad, then trying to improve your grade later in the year. No, that's not how it works for me, at least. People think Shai Gilgeous got robbed. I don't really think he got robbed. I think it was really Jokic just to lose. But I do understand why Shai should have deserved it. Thunder, play-in team. They've been bad the last couple of years, but last year they was a play-in team. And then they come up, and now they're the first seed in the West. Even though the Thunder and the Nuggets have the same exact record, they were still the Thunder still was the number 1 seed. And this man averaged 30 points. Like, so I'm not mad at people being upset that Shai Gilgeous got robbed. I just think it really depends on your criteria for the MVP. Like, these voters have a criteria. And I just think Jokic, I think it was the numbers he put up. Bruh, a big man putting up 26, 12, and 9. You're basically averaging a triple-double. So I don't have a problem with that. But I feel like it kind of... See, this year kind of was weird because Shai was the best player on the best team and the number 1 seed. But Jokic, they were the second seed, but he still won it. In my criteria for MVP, I feel like you got to be at least a top 3 seed. You got to at least be top 3 in your respective conference. Like, I'm not rewarding. You can average 45. No, I take that back. If you average 45, I ain't gonna lie, you're gonna win regardless. But let's just say you average 33 and you're the 7th seed. I'm not giving it to you because your team's just not good. But I feel like you gotta be top 3 in whatever conference you're in, and just play good. Like that, I feel like that's for me. And I feel like that goes to either Luka or Shai. Like Jason Tatum, I like Jason Tatum. I'm a Jason Tatum fan, but he wasn't going to win it over those two because they're just better than him. Like, Jason Tatum is the best player on the best team. Even though they had the best record in the league, he wasn't going to win because those two players are just better than him. Like, Jokic is clearly better than Jason Tatum. He's better than him. Now, Shai, you can argue that. You can argue that. But Jokic is better. So he was going to win with me regardless. Now I think he might not win another one for at least a long time. Because Jokic he's going to be almost 30. I think he's going to be 30 next year or the year after. And I think this might be it for him. He won 3 MVPs in the last 4 years. That's amazing. That's amazing. But I don't have a problem. I think Shai will eventually win one. He might win it next year. But it's like, man, at this point, what more do I have to do? I averaged 30, was the best player on the best team, was number 1 seed in the West. It's like, what more do I have to do? And if you go look at the votes, he wasn't even close. I think Shai only had like 14 first place votes. Jokic had 70 something. So it was really Jokic's to win. But congratulations to Jokic. Shai Gilgeous, he will get there. He will win one eventually. Luka will win one eventually. But Jokic won the MVP, and I feel like there's really nothing wrong with that. Defensive player of the year. I kind of okay. This one is more easier than the MVP. Rudy Gobert, he averaged 14 points, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks. I get that. Wemby averaged 20, 10, 4 assists, a steal, and basically 4 blocks. I'm going to add it up. I'm going to round it up. He had 4 blocks. The only reason he didn't win MVP because his team was just bad. Now, you can look at the numbers and say that when Wemby's on the court, they are a better defensive team. I get that part, and that actually is true. They were a better defensive team when he's on the court. But I know for these voters, they saw that the Timberwolves were the best defensive team all year. Now, I hear people say, well, there are other defensive players, Ant-Man, Jaden McDaniels, they're helping him. It's not just him. I get that part. But Rudy Gobert is a reason why that team is the number one defense in the league. He is a reason. He is one of the reasons. And when a team only averages 108 points per game against them, you're a great defensive player. So I get why the voters did it. They saw that the team is good. But Wemby, when he's on the court, they're good too. But when you look at them other things, that team was bad. And that's just factual. That team was just bad. So I don't have a problem with Rudy Gobert winning it. Maybe Wemby did deserve it, but I'm going to say this. Rudy Gobert ain't winning Defensive Player of the Year no more. It's going to be Wemby's for the next 15 years. He's going to always be top 3, and he's going to win 4-2, just like Rudy Gobert. Because Wemby is amazing. Rudy Gobert is amazing in his part. He has 4 Defensive Player years, and he deserves all of them. But Wemby's gonna keep winning those Defensive Player of the Years. So I don't have a problem with Rudy Gobert winning it. I mean, congratulations to him. I think he deserved it. Wemby will definitely get his. And it's pretty simple why Rudy Gobert won it. It's pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Okay, so that is it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore, and this was actually a good episode, and we will be back next week for another episode of Full Court Entertainment Podcast. See y'all next time.